all of the universities and colleges board and a pencil.
A quality school producing quality students. So here I am thinking, oh, well, I got the honor roll. I got the BJC passes. So what else they want from me? I'm already a stellar student. But I had to adapt because those weren't enough. Being a quality student meant striving for more, wanting to be more. So yeah, I got the honor roll, but can I get the principal's list? Yeah, I got those nice BJC passes, but what about the BGCSEs coming up? After coming to this realization, it drove me to excellence. Not too far into my 10th grade year, my guidance counselor introduces us to the Public School Scholars Program and its criteria. From then, it was a journey. Everything I did from that moment on would either go towards getting me to college or go against it. So, I went the extra mile to make sure that I would get to where I needed to be. It began with taking the Preliminary Scholastic Aptitude Test, PSAT for short. This exam was designed to prepare students to eventually take the SAT, a test that evaluates a student's college readiness. The Public School Scholars Program requires a minimum of 1,000 in the actual SAT. After taking the pre-SAT, I attained a score of a 910. Not too bad for a 10th grader, but being quality, I wanted better. In the 11th grade was when the real rigor was added. It began with me signing up for 7 BGCSEs. I knew that I wanted to do Jumpstart at University of the Bahamas in my 12th grade year, so I needed to take as many BGCSEs as possible in the 11th grade. I also got involved in extracurriculars, which I enjoyed being a part of. Then came the pre-ACT and the ACT, both of which I took in the same year, needing at least a 22 for the scholarship. I attained a score of a 22 in the pre-ACT, but what a hard hit I felt when I took the actual ACT and scored a 21. 1 point off. I spent so much time staring at the screen when I first saw that score. I'm like, y'all really couldn't give me that 1 point? Really? Nonetheless, I passed 6 of 7 of my BGCSEs and was getting prepared to take the ACT over because that score was not going to work for me. In the 12th grade year was when I started seeing the benefits of my hard work. I was able to enroll to University of the Bahamas as a Jumpstart student, which meant I was taking college courses although I was in high school. So 3 days out of the week was spent at University of the Bahamas, while the other 2 were spent at high school. Spending some time at UB really taught me how to navigate as a college student prior to being in full-time college. Also, in taking 3 courses valuing 3 credits each, I passed all 3 of those courses, attaining a total of 9 credits. At high school, I took Advanced Placement Biology, an advanced course used to expose students to the rigor of college-level work. In grade 12, I also took the real ACT for the first time and the real SAT for the first time and the ACT over. I attained a score of 1,060 in the SAT and a 23 in my ACT. I was jumping up and down looking at the screen like, that's me. That's really me. I looking up there, I named Lauren Aubrey, so I sure that's me. All of those late nights studying, thriving from coffee were really paying off. In my 12th grade year, I had applied to 8 colleges. I knew my mother only could handle so much, so a big determinant for the college I chose was how affordable is it. Out of the 8 colleges I applied to, I was accepted to all 8 and offered a total amount of $628,000 worth of scholarship money. The university I chose was Bethune Cookman University. After visiting their campus on a college tour with my guidance counselors, I fell in love. I love the rich history it has. I love the sense of school spirit, and it was close to home, which meant I wouldn't have to travel far to get to college and back home. The Public School Scholars Program meant so much to me as it shifted my mindset. It gave me the fight I needed for my future. No longer did I strive to just do the bare minimum, but I was shooting for the moon. Coming from a loving single-parent home, my family and my mommy and my Grammy were very supportive of my dreams and where I wanted to be. I remember many times I'd go to my mommy and tell her, Mommy, I know if I can make it. I'm ready to give up. But she never let me. She supported me through it all. I knew she couldn't afford to send me away to college, but she was there cheering me on as I went through this process. As I was making the grades and had honor roll assembly, Many times she could not be in attendance due to work, but she ensured that I knew how proud she was of me. I will always remember her words as I had just told her I had been accepted into the public school scholars program. Baby, you go there and make us proud. This program gave me the opportunity not to only change my future, but to change the future of my family for generations to come. Being the oldest of my mother's 2 children, I had a little sister looking up to me, watching everything I did. I no longer could just think about myself, but her as well. I couldn't fall short or make excuses because I don't want her to. I couldn't settle for less because I don't want her to. I had to pave a path that I would want her to follow through. In closing, my advice for future scholars: Rome was not built in a day. You must trust the process. Many times you are going to sit down and think, is this really for me? Am I really going to make it? Never let that doubt overcome you. Push those negative thoughts to the side and continue to strive for greatness. You cannot do it alone. I was lucky enough to have the scholars from Anatol Rodgers who became like a family as we went through this process together. It was not easy, but the fight was surely worth it. A wise man once said, "Failure will never overtake me if my determination to succeed is strong enough." And he is indeed correct. I am proud to stand here and say the process was indeed worth it. Good evening.